He was watching the show, and within like the first 5 minutes of me watching the show, I'm like, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen. He was like, you basically just cracked the whole show. And he's like, how'd you know that? I'm like, I'm just picking up the piece that they have there. And that's one thing I like. That's one thing I like. The one thing about writing, it's always about the why. Like the why is always why I excel in. Because you may try to crack it, you may try to crack what it's about, you may have an idea what it's about, but for me it's always the reason of the why they do what they do. So
why do you do what you do?
Yeah.
Why do you create content, spoken word?
Well, the spoken word in itself, I always did it, but I didn't know I was doing it. Like before, I used to always just like speak it, but I never actually knew what it was, as far as what it was. But then I ended up meeting, like I said, it's funny because when I started doing my show, I think my passion for a lot of things, because the people I know now, I would never knew if I had started trying to pursue doing this web series. So I started doing my web series, which put me in contact with one of the twins which I met at the event. Now she told me she had a sister.
One of the twins?
Yeah, they both reported you at the pop-up event.
The girl that made you talk about the girl that made the poetry about the bad trip on weed.
Her twin sister. She was in my show, and I met her other sister, one that did the poetry about the bad weed. But when I met her, she introduced me back into poetry. It was just like, that's how I got back into poetry. I tell you every day, like if I hadn't met you, I probably would never got back into poetry. But the reason I do what I do is for some fact is I want to be successful. I like creating things that draw people in. I like watching. I like my shit be on TV or YouTube, and people be in tune to they be in tune to power. They see something, they speculate what's going to happen next. They got their favorite characters, and they wait. I love that film. I love creating something that captivates people and make them want what's more. But at the end of the day, I just love creating, and everything comes with a price. So,
poetry back then when we was growing up?
No, actually, when you met me when I was around Rayshonda, I was still trying to figure myself out in a sense. So it's like I was around them, but I was always trying to figure out like, okay, what exactly do I want to do? What exactly can I do? Like I knew I was creative, but I wasn't really capitalizing on that. It was just like I have those spur of the moment ideas about I could do this or I could do that, but it's like I never really paid no attention until I actually like started, until I actually just sat down on my first web series. After that, it's just like the ball just got rolling.
You write something from back then, or everything that we did and been through and how we were. Come on now. No. And then you gotta do a shout out, contribute to Willie, that boy.
Man, I miss my cousin Muchkala.
Hey, he told me he gotta do what? Belly roll. He gotta be out there starting
shutting down the price. I ain't even gonna lie. Like messing around. Even finding them, like I said, everything. I don't believe nothing doesn't happen for a reason. Like even us meeting each other, I believe everything doesn't such things as coincidence. You meet people for a reason. Now whether if you're a blessing or a lesson, it's up to you to figure out. But I believe that everything has a reason. Like I ended up finding my cousins back in high school for a reason. I ended up kicking with them for a reason. And it all makes sense, because if I had never met them, I would have never met my cousin Jamal. I would have never met my cousin Jamal. I would never met my web series. If I never met my web series, I would never met the twins. If I never met the twins, I would never did poetry. And it's just like, where I be now?
We did so much walking shit.
Man, North Chicago, you might say we was in track meeting. We used to be everywhere from North Chicago, from Broadway to 14th Street to all the way over here.
It's just like, so much, we had holes in the bottom of our shoes and socks.
First thing you do, especially I missed the weekend part. I missed the parties. I ain't gonna lie.
Rayshon's crib to my crib.
I stayed at Rayshon's crib.
I stayed back to Rayshon's crib.
Those were some good days.
Y'all had fun.
I really liked it.
It was like Six Flags on the block.
It was excitement.
And then at that time, my cousin was a hothead, so we have our occasional moments where
he was all hotheads, but you.
I was quiet. Believe it or not, I was actually a mute.
He said 3 words a day.
I did. I promise you.
Where we going next?
Look, I promise you, I did not speak. It's like
That's how I used to be though. I used to be quiet. I ain't talk to
I
nobody.
stayed across the street from this man people's crib, and every time he was out there, he ain't even talk to his own family.
Look, I don't like
So
the
how
best
was it? So like, wait, you said he ain't talk to his own family.
No.
So how was it before you growing up with your family though? So like, what was the reason for you being quiet? Because you weren't close with a lot of people, or you just wasn't a people's person?
Oh no, I'm a people person. I mean, I love meeting people, but
Antisocial people person.
at that point in time, like, actually, I'm an introvert. I really am. Like, but depending on the situation, I could become that extrovert. I could become that people person I need to be. It all depends on if I need to. So let's say that we all in the room together. I read the room, and depending on like what the room needs, I can become that energy. Or if it's already there, I just sit back and just like.
You gotta weigh the room, all the energy, you feel me? On a scale of 50 grams of negative energy on it.
Man, look, that's good to have, cause look, you never reading the room and knowing how people for the move, you avoid a whole lot of shit. But like growing up, it was cool. Like I lived my mom and my dad, they got divorced and everything, so we went out, but we moved around a lot. So at one point in time, we was moving from Zion to Chicago to Kenosha to Georgia. It was kind of like we lived like a sheltered life because we was already moving around. So
y'all ain't really see a lot.
We seen a lot.
Well, basically y'all seen a lot, but y'all moved around so much. It's like y'all never got a chance to really feel comfortable and plant y'all roots somewhere. And say like, oh yeah, this home, this where I want to be at.
Yeah, but also you got back. I appreciate the view because it kind of opened our world up. Because some people live in the state and don't even venture nowhere else. So I think for the reason that it got us open to like wanting to go different places. But besides that, growing up, we doing what we doing. Look, she at work, we still outside. We just don't go to the room. He's back in the house when she come home because she look.
That's what I always do. Because when she get off work, I'm the last person she drop off.
Look, he thought that was my auntie. He was like, yeah, I see your auntie down the board. I'm like, my auntie? He's like, yeah, she's driving school bus. I'm like, oh no, that's my mom.
Elementary, PD school, all that.
Oh, that's how you did me. He was like, yeah, that's what it was. He was like, yeah, your auntie, sister, she was looking for you. I'm like, auntie, sister. He's like, yeah, the light skinned one. He said the one that look like she white. I said, that's my mom, bro. What you mean?
So, just now, from this moment on, every time you think about somebody's auntie, just know that's their mama. Look, because that's the trademark. But yeah, she's still driving buses and doing her own little big thing too. So she's still right here.
How long she been on the board?
She just.
Cause I started seeing her pictures around.
She just got elected maybe a couple months ago.
On the board, on the school board?
No, she's what is she? I can't even tell you what she is. I promise you.
District attorney.
I said
not district attorney. I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm finna say y'all, man. She getting up there with it.
She on the school board though. I think for 187. Right?
She on something. Be honest with you, when it comes to politics, I don't really care too much for her. But I'm happy she got on there though.
Yeah.
Keep thinking about let's see. But
don't be lying like they do though.
That's one thing about politics. I don't. But yes, all that good stuff.
What script or play can I be in?
Actually, I'm working on one right now. It's called The Talks We Don't Have. And the whole point of me writing this one was for some fact is with Shady Intentions, I needed 16 people. Legitly 16 people. And even when I was shooting it, it was I never had a full cast. So it's I was always looking for people. Every time I got close, I had to find somebody new. So I'm like, you know what, let me create something a little bit smaller with a little less people. That way, I can build that clout that I need to make it big.
You got an old man in there?
It's still building, but I'm pretty sure I can fit you in
I'll be the old wise guy.
It all depends on what type of role you try to play. Because even with the characters, I don't sit here and think about I'm gonna create this type of character. The characters themselves just kind of build themselves. So it's
like Tyler Perry, nigga, I put on a dress, goddamn, with a wig.
I ain't going that far. Just made me quiet though, man.
I don't know about that, but if he get money every time it plays.
You feel me?
I'm the Pillsbury though.
Look, I throw that wig on real quick too. Look,
He gonna be the mail carrier, the one that
They
always
say
get
he
hit in the
make
ass by
like
a dog.
what? They say he don't make like about $2, maybe $300 million off that. But he made the studios cost him about 20.
yeah, he bought that plantation and turned it into a studio. I feel him on that. I feel him.
You gotta do what you gotta do to survive, man. Shit.
Shit, I'm trying to get. I'm
I
trying to
like
get
to
this level.
act, you know what I'm saying? Shit. I ain't gonna sing and do comedy. 'Cause when we was at Felicia pop-up that you went there, yeah, karaoke. I got up there, I was sweating so bad, I thought I was sweating my tracks out, big dog.
Not too trash.
Man, look, whole line is sweating.
Y'all killed the look. That one day, y'all killed that Soul Train line. I ain't gonna lie, y'all would got there, but it's like I had messed up my knee like maybe like a month ago, and even still, it was like I still can't do my knee like how I want to do it. And the funny thing is, I blame it on Castamigos. I blame it on
Casamigos.
Yeah, it was my cousin's birthday. I went to a birthday party, and we was in that church one night. You know, I came through. I had went to the liquor store, got my own little bottle, so I was drinking on that. I drank hers, and then like, you know, months get the dancing right. So like, it's me right here, it's my cousin right here. I'm in the middle, and we just and then out of nowhere, my knee was like power off. Look, legitly, it just powered off, and like I came down. Like as soon as I came down, I just like double fisted, like caught myself. Even though I had fractured my arm that day, and I didn't even know it's like a whole month. So for a whole month, I was just like walking around with a fractured arm, just like still doing stuff. But yeah.
So do you like go to a lot of events like the events that Felicia had made?
I want to. I try to, like the ones that I know about, because I'm not really too much deep into them. So as far as like I find out from word of mouth or recently or really reach out to them about something going on, but like we are trying to get ourselves out there more, especially with the poetry, especially with me and my writing and everything. Like I hope to generate the clout that I don't have yet, so I can start making my shows. And it's like I feel like it's like this, like we already where we're trying to be at in the future. It's just like right now we're just trying to figure out the steps of how we got there. So I try to get as many people as I can. And like one thing about me as a director and when I'm shooting, I want you to see what I see, because if you can't see what I'm seeing, then it ain't gonna work.
Compatible with each other. We can't help each other out.
We can't help each other. If you don't see what I see, if you don't see the passion what I'm doing, what we're working towards, it won't work. So I guess you say it's a good play on too, because like most of the people I have got to do certain roles, they fit the role so perfectly. So I guess like it's a way that.
What I'm saying, man, like made me like the quiet dope boy. You feel me? I fit that description. I fit the role.
I got you. No, you put me in mind like the player type.
I'm like the messy clown. Turn up, you know.
Nah, you give me like that. I'll take the down real quick vibes, like the funny, the ha-ha do, but in an instant he switch up and like.
Oh yeah, that's my Gemini side.
Oh, yeah, he do. Hold on, that's really him. He really do that. I don't know about the pop part, but I mean,
but no.
He'll go upside your head.
No, I was spot on though, right? I was spot on.
You see how we was growing up, I was all cool, but when it came down to get down, where we at?
Look,
favorite game was put him out, knock him out.
Man, look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like when I first seen you came in, like when I first came the second day of the pop-up event, I seen you and it was like something's like I know him, but I didn't remember.
That's what I said. Then when you got up, I said, "Oh, big boy."
And it was only when you started talking to me, he was like, "Yeah." And you said something. Then I sat there for a minute, like.
I said, "You remember y'all used to walk down to my crib every day with Marshawn? That's when Mark was dating. What's her name?
Yeah. It all came out black. I'm like, I know, dude. But nowadays, look now.
You remember when Raven climbed through my room window day at school?
Man, I remember Raven. Look, it's this funny story. We spent the night at her grandma's house because my mama and her grandma was like this tight. So we had spent the night. Raven had stole like the candy that she was selling. She had went to school, so all the candy, and I forgot what happened. So she come back home. They're like, "So where the money at?" It's like, "You stole all the candy." She's like, "What happened to the candy? I saw in the bus." So where the money at? I think she gave it away or something like that. Look, we must have gave her a look like, you ain't never go sell all that candy and just lose the money.
She be tripping. Well, I had a little bit of that, but I ain't know what it was from or what it was
We
from.
don't ask no questions.
No, thank you. Shit. Just going right to TV, give me a sub, me a $5 sub bag of chips for the canned pop.
But they not hitting. I don't think they hitting them like
No, they not. It's too much bread. You know, I'm trying to watch my petite weight, you know.
I think, you know,
All
something,
that bread.
listen, it's gonna get you something coming up, you know.
She sent me in my thigh boy shorts this summer. Calves all out, muscles tight. You feel me? You know I gotta have a thigh boy
Hey,
shorts
bro,
on over the kneecap.
chill out, bro, chill, bro.
What?
Talk about some
It's
thought
Mr.
boys
Cool.
shorts,
He
bro,
gonna be
like,
outside in jogger pants. I'm gonna have my thought man shorts on.
I'll be
You
outside
feel
fresh.
me?
I'll be
Have my
outside.
Jamie Foxx hat
You
on.
need the card.
I need the carbs? No, alright. I'm on a seafood diet. See it and eat it.
That's a shade shot.
He said, "See it."
That's a shade shot.
For real.
Look, I'm trying to go out there something. That's all. I'm trying to be in, a little bit of everybody.
I'm trying to throw a party like back in the day.
Yeah, $2 for girls, $2 for boys. Take it back to the
Don't
office.
stop, get it. Let me see you with it.
Hey, no lie, I was to the car, listening to the radio, and they had played one of them old time juke mixes. I said, break your back. I said, break your back. I said, break your back. He pressed so hard, you break your back. And look, I was literally in the car getting it. It took me back to the parties used to have with mugs. Used to be in the park cutting up. Look, when that
At
circle.
the end party, the nigga be
This
Ray
one
Shine
thing
and
we
Willie get
gotta
out there
say,
footwork.
bro. This what we gotta say, y'all. For like the audience out there, everybody, like for real, y'all gotta bring that shit back, bro. Stop acting like this. We gotta be cool.
No, if we can bring it back, but it's up to the people. Like nowadays,
How they wanna act.
Because you remember the parties always got turned out. Some parties make it through the end, but it was like it always end when someone get the fight. It's like up, party over with.
But
I ain't worried
then nobody
about it.
was shooting though. It was just
I
like
ain't
it
worried
was
about
like
it.
10
We
dudes
will be
fighting.
concealed to carry when y'all come around. So act crazy if
we
you
already got
want.
that. Look,
I'm worried about getting that back.
But that's how it used to be though, bro. Like they scared to fight now. They honestly.
You gotta win some, you gotta lose some.
I mean, you gotta take ass. You gotta take ass whooping. At one point, I mean, you was taking ass whoopings as a kid. So what's
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I took a couple ass whoopings. I got jumped for being on the soccer team. Albert and Abel them on cheese. They jumped up the gate, beat the shit out of me.
Bro, so they really got mad at
soccer.
Real like I was just having fun, you know what I'm saying? We still went undefeated, you feel me? Then they sent me to Lakeshore, went over there, got paid $600, $700.